This is a graph of my YouTube subscribers in the past 2 years. Now, you probably expect me to show you a sudden big spike of subscribers and tell you to just keep going and you'll make it out of the dip. But no, I'm still in the dip. Just like you. The dip is the long, brutal middle between starting something and mastering it, where the excitement is gone, the work gets harder, and the results just haven't come yet. You might be in the dip with your business, with the gym, with growing a social media account, and I know how you feel. That's why in this video, I'm going to rewire how you think about the dip, and then I'm going to show you how to get through it as fast as possible. So if you're not aware of what the dip is, let me explain. So think about all the times you've started something new. How does it feel? It probably feels exciting. The motivation is abundant. Just think about when you started the gym. Think about a business if you've started one. But once the initial excitement and kind of naive optimism is gone, you enter the dip. It's this super long period where results are just not coming yet because you're not experienced enough, you haven't put in enough time, but the excitement and initial motivation is gone. So you're just kind of there, putting a bunch of time into it and not really getting anything out of it. For a YouTube channel, this would be like posting your first 1, 2, 3 videos. Every single time you press upload, it's like this, oh my God, this new video, is it gonna blow up? And then you gain 5 subscribers in 1 month. Oh my God, that's so much. But at some point, that just becomes pretty normal, but it doesn't pick up yet. So now posting a YouTube video is not really exciting and you're not getting views. You're in the dip. Let's say you want to quit a bad habit. The first few days it's exciting. You're not smoking anymore. You're done. Day 1, day 2, day 3. But then 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's getting harder and harder, but you're not really seeing the benefits yet maybe. You're in the dip. Now, the majority of people think there's a problem when they enter the dip, and so they quit whatever they're working on. But the truth is that the dip is actually your best friend, and let me explain why. Without the dip, competition towards your goals would be unbelievable. Just think about it. If what you wanted to achieve right now in your head was easy to attain, it would lose its value. If everyone had a six-pack, there would be no demand for it. If building a multi-million-dollar company was easy and there was no challenge, everyone would go for it and competition would be unbearable. The dip is a filter. It filters out your competition. That's how I want you to see it. So let me give you an analogy to kind of illustrate what the dip looks like. So imagine on the other side of a swamp was your goals, and a bunch of people next to you want that goal as well. So you start walking through that swamp, you're in the dip, okay? The water is up to your hip. It's disgusting. You can't even see the bottom. There's some weird creatures in the water. You just felt something touch your leg, but you just keep walking. And you see next to you, a bunch of these guys, they're starting to quit and turn back. They're in the dip. The swamp is our best friend, but let me show you how to get through it as fast as possible. Guys, I've got a challenge for you. A 7-day focus and execution challenge, where every single day I will send you a challenge related to productivity and time management. I'm telling you, in those 7 days, you will learn more by actually implementing what I teach you than by watching 100 self-improvement videos. So take on the challenge, click the first link in the description and sign up. So I'm going to share a few productivity tactics and principles to just kind of help you get through the dip. So first of all, my best productivity advice here for the dip specifically would be this: the perfect balance between sustainability and effectiveness. It is the 80-20 rule when it comes to workload on a daily basis. So this rule states that 80% of your days should be moderately difficult. We're talking about a 3-4 out of 10 difficulty in terms of workload. And then the other 20%, so I'm talking 1, maybe 2 days per week, is super hard. 7-8 out of 10 difficulty. So 5 or 6 days a week, you should work a certain amount of time, complete a certain amount of tasks that represent 3-4 out of 10 difficulty, right? It's just a little difficult, but realistically, you could do this for years. But about once a week, you're going to complete a very hard day that will just represent, depending on your work capacity, maybe 10, 12 hours of work. And this will push your limit. Because if you only do 3-4 out of 10 days, you're going to be walking through that swamp for a very long time. If you only do 8 out of 10 days, you're going to get burnt out. By doing 80% of the time easy days and 20% of the time really hard days, it is first of all very sustainable, but it also gives you that one day per week to push your work capacity, to push yourself out of your comfort zone. This is the perfect balance between sustainability and effectiveness. My second principle for you here is to change your strategy, not your goal. So for example, if your goal is to build a personal brand on social media, and then you start posting YouTube videos, and then you're in the YouTube dip. Wow, is it nasty. And then you post and nothing happens. You post for a year, 2 years, and then you start thinking about quitting your goal of building a personal brand. Slow down, slow down. What I would tell you here is to change strategy. If you've truly given it a shot on YouTube, then instead of quitting your goal of building a personal brand, just go to LinkedIn, go to Instagram, whatever, another social media account. You need to change the strategy or build a different YouTube channel with different types of videos, but keep the goal of building a personal brand. Just change the strategy. My third principle for you is that you can only keep one main leisure activity. So let me explain. Getting through the dip is as much about what you do as it is about what you don't. Obviously, if you've got this goal, you're in the dip to getting there, but you spend 90% of your time playing video games, going out with friends, just basically distracting yourself from what you should really be doing, then getting through the dip is going to be very difficult. Imagine you're in the swamp and then, you're walking toward the other side of the shore, and then suddenly you look to the side, and then you start walking this way, and then you start walking back, you start talking to people. Dude, stay focused. You need to get through this dip. Now, the solution is also not to cut out everything and only work towards your goals 24/7. That would be unsustainable. The dip is very long and you need something to help you get through it. Here are your options: friends, girlfriends, family, even video games. You can only choose one. So let's say you choose your friends, then it would look like this. Maybe on Saturday you go out with them. Maybe on Wednesday you eat lunch with them. And then on Thursday night you always watch a movie with another one. That's your main leisure activity. If you've got no friends, no family, no girlfriend, then at that point I guess you could go and play video games and choose that activity as your main leisure activity. So at the end of each day, you wind down by playing an hour of video games. Whatever you choose, they all have the same function. Get your mind off of the grind and give you something to look forward to at the end of the day, at the end of the week. But you can't have more than one. You'll notice quickly if you start having multiple main leisure activities, it will distract you away from what you need to do, and you'll, spend a lot more time in the dip than you actually need to. My last principle for you here to get through the dip as fast as possible is to focus on input and controllable outputs. So let me quickly explain what I mean by controllable outputs, because you probably know what input is, right? It's just the amount of time you put into something, amount of time you work on your business, on your YouTube channel, in the gym. There are two types of outputs. Now, when I say output, you probably think of revenue, views, conversion rates, all the stuff that's related to performance. And that's the first type of output, performance outputs. I do not want you to focus too much on those when you're in the dip, because they're out of your control and they can drive you crazy. Because like I said, in the dip, results are minimal. So if you focus on results, you're going to feel like you're wasting your time. Controllable outputs, though, are related to output in the sense that they are a result of the work you put in, but they are controllable. So here's what I mean. Producing a YouTube video is an output, but it is a controllable output. I can decide how many videos I produce this week. So think about your goals. Think about the controllable output related to the work that you have to do, and focus on those. Instead of setting goals related to performance outputs, which you have little control over, you should set goals related to controllable outputs and inputs, because you can always control the outcome of those two things. This will have the biggest impact on whether or not you get demoralized when you're in the dip. Increasing productivity while you're in the dip is so important to get through it fast. So I've got a little challenge for you that will increase your productivity by a lot. It is the 7-day focus and execution challenge. So if you click the first link in the description, you'll sign up to day 1, which will give you your first challenge. And then from then on, for a full week, you will get a daily challenge that will teach you something about productivity and time management. Sign up now. Share this with a friend who's been stuck in the dip for so long, you're starting to feel bad for him. So, help him out a little bit. Subscribe to my channel. Help me move this up. I'm trying to get to 10,000. Look at that. Look at the red. We need some more red. It's looking sad right now. We need more red. By the way, I just got my first sale of Focus and Execution course right there. Click the second link in the description. First sale, tiny sliver of black marker. Help me move this up as well, okay? I'm counting on you. And click on this video for 7 productivity tactics that actually work.